All those little fiends knelt down immediately, saying, "Great king, can't you even recognize your own father? The features and the gestures seem genuine," said the monster king. "But he doesn't talk like him. I fear that we may be deceived by him and become his victim. Take care, all of you, those who use swords unsheath your swords. Those who use spears keep your spears sharp. Those who use staffs and ropes have them ready. Let me question him some more and see how he talks. If indeed he is the venerable great king, we can wait even a month until he is pleased to eat the Tang monk. But if his words are not right, I'll give a yell and all of you will attack together." The various demons obeyed. This monster king went inside again and bowed once more to Pilgrim. "My child," said Pilgrim, "there's no need to stand on ceremony in the family. No need to bow to me. If you have something to say, say it." Prostrating himself on the ground, the monster king said, "Your foolish boy invited you to come here for two reasons. First, I wanted to present to you the flesh of the Tang monk, and second, I have a small question to ask you. Some days ago, I was taking a leisure trip. As I mounted the auspicious luminosity to rise to the ninefold heaven, I ran suddenly into Master Zhang Daoling, the Taoist patriarch." "Is he the celestial master?" asked Pilgrim. "Yes," said the monster king. Pilgrim said, "What did he have to say when he saw how well formed my features were?" Said the monster king. "And how level were my shoulders?" he inquired after the hour, date, month, and year of my birth. Your child, however, was too young to remember the exact time. An expert in astrological divination, the master wanted to tell my fortune through calculations based on the 5 planets. That is the reason why I have asked Father King to come here. Please tell me the times of my birth, so that I can ask him to tell my fortune the next time I see him." When Pilgrim heard these words, he sat smiling to himself, thinking, "Dear monster, since Old Monkey has returned to the Buddhist fruit I have caught as a guardian of Master Tang, several monster spirits on our way, but none of them matches this one for jugglery. If he asks me about some trivial matters in the household, I can fabricate an answer with whatever comes into my mind. But now he wants to have the date, month, and year of his birth. How could I know? Dear Monkey King. He was most resourceful indeed. Sitting augustly in the middle, he did not betray the slightest fear. Instead, his face beaming with pleasure, he said, smiling, "My worthy boy, please rise. Because of my age, I have been troubled by all sorts of things of late, and I have quite forgotten the exact time of your birth. Let me ask your mother when I return home tomorrow." The Monster King said to himself, "Father King has never stopped talking about the 8 nativity characters of my birth, saying that I have an age as lengthy as heavens. How could he forget them today? Nonsense. He has to be false." He gave a yell, and the various fiends rushed forward to hack at Pilgrim's head and face with their spears and swords. Using the golden hooped rod to parry the blows, this great sage changed back into his original form and said to the monster spirit, "My worthy child, how unreasonable you are. How could a son attack his own father?" Filled with embarrassment, the Monster King did not even dare look at him, as Pilgrim transformed himself into a beam of golden light and left the cave dwelling. "Great King," said the little fiends, "Pilgrim's son has escaped." The Monster King said, all right, let him go. I'll admit defeat this time. Let's shut the door and say nothing to him. We will wash and scrub the Tang monk so that he can be steamed and eaten. We now tell you about that pilgrim who held onto his iron rod and walked toward the stream, roaring with laughter. When Sha Monk heard him, he quickly left the woods to meet him, saying, "Elder brother, you have been gone for nearly half a day, and you have returned laughing. Could it be that you have succeeded in rescuing Master?" "Brother," said Pilgrim, "though I have not rescued Master, I have won a round." "What do you mean?" asked Sha Monk. Pilgrim said, "Ju 8 Rules, you see, was tricked by that fiend, who changed himself into the form of Guanyin. He is caught and hung now in a leather bag. I was trying to devise a plan to rescue him when I heard that these so-called 6 mighty commanders were sent to invite a venerable great king to dine on Master's flesh. Old Monkey thought that that great king had to be the bull monster king. So I changed into his form, bluffed my way in, and took the seat in the middle. The fiend called me Father King, and I answered him. He kowtowed to me, and I accepted it. It was a pleasure indeed. That was the round I won. Elder brother, said Sha Monk. The way you covet small advantages will make it difficult, I fear, for Master's life to be preserved. Don't worry, said Pilgrim. Let me go and ask the Bodhisattva to come here. But your torso is still sore, said Sha Monk. Not anymore, said Pilgrim. The ancients said, a happy affair cheers one's spirit. You look after the luggage and the horse. Let me go. You've given that monster a grudge against you, said Sha Monk. And I fear that he might harm our master. Go and come back quickly. Pilgrim said. I'll come back quickly, all right. In the time of a meal, I'll be back. Dear great sage. As he was speaking, he slipped away from Sha Monk. Using his cloud somersault, he headed straight for the South Sea. It took him much less than half an hour in the air when he saw the scenery of the Potalaka mountain. In a moment, he lowered his cloud and dropped down on the mountain cliff, where he was met by a group of 24 devas who asked, Where are you going, great sage? After Pilgrim bowed to them, he said, I want to see the Bodhisattva. Wait a moment, said the devas, and let us announce you. Then the Deva Hariti went before the cave of tidal sound to announce, Let the Bodhisattva know that Sun Wukong is here to have an audience with you. When the Bodhisattva heard the announcement, she ordered him to enter. Straightening out his attire, the great sage walked inside solemnly and prostrated himself before the Bodhisattva. Wukong, why aren't you leading Master Gold Cicada to the west to seek scriptures? Asked the Bodhisattva. Why are you here? Pilgrim said. Permit me to make this known to the Bodhisattva. Your disciple was accompanying the Tang monk on his journey when we reached the fiery cloud cave by the dried pine stream at the roaring mountain. There is a monster spirit called Red Boy, whose name is also the Great King Holy Child, and who has abducted my master. Your disciple and Zhu Wuneng found our way to his door and fought with him. He let loose his samadhi fire and we could not prevail against him, nor could we rescue Master. I went swiftly to the great Eastern Ocean and managed to return with the Dragon Kings of the 4 oceans. They gave us rainwater, but we still could not win. In fact, your disciple was burned so badly that he almost lost his life. The Bodhisattva said, If his is the samadhi fire and if he has such magic powers, why did you go seek the aid of the Dragon Kings? Why did you not come see me? I was about to come, said Pilgrim. But your disciple was badly hurt by the smoke, unable to mount the clouds. I therefore told Zhu 8 rules to come and seek the assistance of the Bodhisattva. But Wuneng never appeared, said the Bodhisattva. Indeed, he did not reach your treasure mountain, said Pilgrim. For he was deceived by that monster spirit, who changed into your image and has taken Wuneng into his cave. Right now, Wuneng is hanging in a leather bag, about to be steamed and eaten. Hearing this, the Bodhisattva grew terribly angry, crying, How dare that brazen fiend change into my image? As she cried, she flung into the ocean the immaculate porcelain vase set with precious pearls which she held in her hand. Pilgrim was so startled that his hairs stood on end, and he stood up at once to stand in waiting down below, saying to himself, This Bodhisattva still has quite a fiery temper. Well, Old Monkey should have known better than to speak like that, and provoke her into ruining her virtue, by smashing the immaculate vase. What a pity! What a pity! If I had known it earlier, I would have asked her to give it instead to Old Monkey. That would be some gift, wouldn't it? Hardly had he finished speaking when the vase appeared again at the crest of some gigantic waves swelling up in the middle of the ocean. The vase, you see, was borne on the back of a strange creature, which Pilgrim stared at intently. How does this creature look? The Helper of Mud is his primal name. He adds luster to water to show his might. Reclusive, he knows the laws of heaven and earth. Retired, he sees yet the mysteries of ghosts and gods. Safely he hides once his head and tail withdraw. But legs outstretched will make him fly and soar. As King Wen drew trigrams and Zhang Yun divined. He frequented, too, the courtyards of Fu Xi. His nature displays 1,000 charms. When he sports and plays in the rising tide, his armor's knit by strands of golden cord. Spot by spot, that's how his shell has been adorned. His robe shows 8 trigrams and 9 palaces. And richly ornate is his gown of green. Brave when he's living, so he's loved by dragon kings. The Buddha's tablet he bears e'en after death. If you want to know this strange creature's name, he's the fierce black tortoise making winds and waves. Carrying the vase on his back, the tortoise climbed ashore and nodded his head at the Bodhisattva 24 times to indicate that he had given her 24 bows. When Pilgrim saw him, he smiled and thought to himself, "So the guardian of the vase is here. If the vase ever gets lost, I suppose we can ask him for it." The Bodhisattva said, "Wukong, what are you saying down there?" "Nothing," said Pilgrim. "Then bring the vase up here."